Hello everyone, Keza here bringing you Halloween 2019, and as you can see it's starting off in high gear with the traditional Night of Horrors, starting off with nothing in a town full of undead and just trying to survive and get your way through the bosses, mini-bosses, just kill, try not to die. It is just a ton of fun. Everyone always has a great time with this event, and I am also having a great time with it this year as well. I don't think there's much that's changed about it from the last year, or the previous years before that. But I mean, it doesn't really need a change. It's just about perfect the way it is. Also, there's the Night of Horrors 2 or City of the Dead, in which you kill things around graveyards to get entrance to the City of the Dead. And then once you're in there, you have a limited time period to kill stuff, and people have been doing much more of this because the Night of Horrors events have just started up. Now for City of the Dead, one of my favorite parts about it is actually when I'm logging in, just trying to figure out what am I going to try to take to this place today. Right here you're seeing that I have brought one of my favorite Dexter tamers with the imps. These are 4 very, very fragile tames with like 100 hit points, but they do so much damage. They do more damage than nightmares because they have pack instinct and they have all the magery and higher damage. So it's hilarious fun to just wipe things out with them. But if you get in any kind of bad situation, they just all die so fast. For a little more reliability and just to tank things that hit harder, I do still love using the good polar bears. This is the pack that I've had for a while now. It's taken me years to get a pack that all has higher hit points. Good polar bears actually have a range, hit point range of like 250 to about 420 hit points, which is the largest hit point range of any tame in the game. So you can get really, really bad ones or ones that have over 400 hit points. So yeah, finding good ones has taken me so long, but they are well worth it. My other group of strong tames that I like to take in if I know there's a boss or something up that I want to get is the drakes, of course. Obviously 4 drakes is going to be a lot easier to obtain than the 4 bears that are good. And they do come with the fire breath and some nice hit points. With these I've actually been able to solo some of the bosses here, but it's actually not the best idea to single box solo these bosses because you only get 1 holiday coin for killing them. There is of course the chance of a rare drop and stuff, but it's quite a bit of time invested into a single kill, so up to you if you want to go after the bosses when you're single boxing. I found it's best actually just to stick with the mini bosses if I'm just going in here on my own. Even though I enter the zone alone most of the times, I have no problem forming groups when it's necessary, such as when the Overlord is up. It's always good to just get as many players as possible on that guy and try to bring him down. Sometimes groups will know he's up and they'll try to bring in a huge, army of dragons to take him out. So yeah, if you ever see him up, see if you can just get some players together. That's what I did in this case. I was just on my Axer, Aussie Tank Axer, which has 0 chance of beating him on his own. So not bad to make temporary alliances with people to get these things down. And then you can also come in with groups. I have come in with some small groups as well. And yes, I have 4 hired archers with me there, just shooting at the target, all of them hitting it for, 0 to 4 damage, 4 damage being a very exceptional hit for them. This whole character I'm playing here, Keza is just a great fun character. Made mostly for my dark exploration videos, but I've also been having fun with them at Halloween. And just before Halloween I was also trying out some mini bosses with them, just seeing what they can do with the 100 skill point handicap. If you want to take GM camping on any of your characters, it really makes things challenging when you only have 600 skill points to really work with. But you can make a workable character out of it. Back to the City of the Dead though. If you're a new player trying to do City of the Dead, with new characters that still need to work on their healing, weapon skills and whatnot, the hirelings might actually not be a bad idea. The archer ones I'm using here are not really what you'd need. You'd want to go with the paladin ones that you see me using here on Keza. These things can actually take some damage, and if you have a second account, you can just hire them and transfer them all over to one character, because it won't let you, hire more than one at a time with a single character. But there's a whole video on hirelings explained if you are interested in using them. But moving on to a build that I actually didn't have last year, but I found is really effective in the City of the Dead. It's the Fire Bard. It's basically just a Dexter Bard, but you have to have a minimum of 2 skills into different music traits, and in this one it is Discordance / Enticement, and then of course Provocation, or Provo. And that gives you enough skill bonus to use the Firehorn effectively, which is a area damage effect. If you can also use it on a single target, and if you have just the 2 music skills, along with GM music of course, so 3 music skills. If you have that, you can hit a target for up to a little over 80 damage with it. It costs no mana to use, mana. And it costs 15 ash, which is a little much, but it's not a terrible amount to carry. And for an instanced zone like the City of the Dead, which has a timer on it, if you can mash a target for 80 damage and it costs you nothing but 15 ash, I think that's actually worth it. And I've seen a lot of players running around who seem to have dual barding skills. I'd actually recommend using some fire horns on those characters. Not only is it effective, it is just a lot of fun to watch the things just get burned to death. So yeah, between all those builds and of course the Frenzied Ostard build, that is still one of my top picks at all times for pretty much any event. Just pure damage. Yeah, it's fun just playing all the different angles and seeing what I can do in the City of the Dead. And of course seeing what I can do in the Night of Horrors event as well. It is just a ton of fun. I think sometimes people lose sight of the fact that this is, it's a game. You should just have fun with it. Try different builds in City of the Dead. Try to do different things at Night of Horrors. I've tried so many things over the years. And for the main Night of Horrors event, I've definitely settled on the Smith Axer build that is just so fun to do. But anyways, I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it. Find different ways to do things. See if it works for you. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you around in game. Later.